Okay, fifth grade, we're doing another piece this week that's kind of like an optical illusion. So we had the two pieces before where you were exploring depth in your pictures, like how to create depth, the illusion of depth. This week, a different kind of illusion. Now this is what the paper looks like flat, but you'll see as we change the angle that we view it from, the illusion becomes even better. Now the way that that's achieved is because of these longer sides. Okay, so when we look at the shape, it's not actually a cube in the way that we've drawn it. A cube means that all sides are squares. That's not what this is, because these sides are not squares, they are rectangles, right? The faces of this shape. So it's not a true cube as we've drawn it. It's what's called a cuboid. Anyway, as you saw, when we change the angle that we view it from, the faces of the shape there go from being kind of rectangular to being more square, and that's really how the optical illusion is achieved, as well as, of course, cutting off the paper at the top and drawing this shadow as well. Okay, let's get started, shall we? So, the first thing that we're going to do is just take the top of the page about an inch, that's a few centimeters, or just about that much, and carefully line up the lines, the edges of the paper, so we get a straight fold. If you want to, you can ask someone to help you with this part. Just fold that down. That's the piece we're going to cut. Alright. So that's just for guidance. Now, next thing that we're going to do is draw a kind of a big triangle on the top part above this fold. So let's go for kind of in the middle of the page. So we want to see it in thirds. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, your hand might not be as wide as mine, but you could do it just by looking. You could do it with like your pencil. You could use your thumb to measure like this, kind of like 1, 2, 3. Okay, it doesn't have to be exact, it just has to be roughly. So let's say there and there, something like that. And then we're going to try and put a triangle. So let's put the top of the triangle. If you need to, you can use ruler. If you need to, you can use a ruler. But you don't have to. Okay. Underneath we're going to draw another triangle. So we're making a kind of a diamond shape here. Then a straight line comes down from there. And another straight line down. That, and now we're going to put these lines in. Okay, that's it. Now dividing each one, 1, 2, and over the top, 1, 2, and same this way, 1, 2, over the top, 1, 2, and finally dividing this side and this side. Okay, let's go around with marker next. Now if you have a thicker black marker, you can use one. I have this one, it has two ends. Look at this. It has the thin end at one and the chisel end on the other. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So I'm going to use this chisel end just to make these lines a bit thicker. Alright, so let's do the colours next, the coloured sides. I'm going to do yellow on the top, I think. The good thing about using coloured pencils on top of marker is that sometimes when you use a marker, it sort of sucks up some of the black ink, doesn't it? And spreads it around. And of course we don't want that. Whoops! Alright, there you go everybody. Pay attention to what you're doing. Don't just space out with your colouring pencil. Don't forget to change colours. Okay, the final thing to do before we cut the top off is to put the shadow of the page. Let's just erase some of that pencil around the outside as well. Let's do that neatening up. Alright, yes. Okay, so when we're adding a shadow, we can use a regular pencil, or if you have some of those graphite sticks or darker pencils at home, remember I have my thick graphite sticks, you could use one of those as well. This one is a 2B graphite stick. So I'm just going to kind of shade a space that's going to be the same as the block, the same width as the block, okay? And I want to try and make it like kind of a rectangle shape too. Then I'm going to actually use my finger to smudge that a little bit. So I'm going to just make the shadow kind of a bit wider just by smudging. That helps make it kind of look realistic too. Okay, so let's cut the top off. So where we folded that line is where we're going to cut. And now along the top of the shape. So that already looks pretty good as an optical illusion, but you'll see as we change the angle that it gets even better. And that's because of the longer sides. Remember how I said that these sides, we draw them longer or taller, so that when we change the angle they appear to shrink, or they appear to get smaller, and then they're kind of the same size as the top. So that's the real trick with this optical illusion. Alright, well, I hope you have success, and I hope you enjoy your challenge for this week, and of course can't wait to see your results. Don't forget to share.